We certainly know you wouldn't do it, but our Jim Acosta's live in Pennsylvania where he found a felon with a history of political dirty tricks who's now spilling the beans on how and why he did it. Hi, Jim. Fascinating story.
Hi, Kieran. That's right. And most guys in this line of work, if that's what you want to call it, don't have the guts to talk about it. But Alan Raymond has been to the dark side of American politics. How dark? How about prison?
Alan Raymond is living proof political dirty tricksters do exist. The former Republican political operative went to federal prison on charges of phone harassment.
I'm a volunteer doing some calls here.
He pled guilty to jamming the phone lines of New Hampshire's Democratic Party on Election Day 6 years ago.
Make it so the phones didn't work. No calls going out, no calls going in.
We're not going to give away exactly how Raymond did it, but federal prosecutors say two top Republican Party officials hired Raymond, who then hired the operators of a phone bank in Idaho to make the calls to New Hampshire.
He knew right away.
You could tell something was wrong.
Yeah, something was wrong.
Where the state's former Democratic chairwoman, Kathy Sullivan, says the ensuing flood of hang-up calls shut down her office.
Somebody was doing something. You don't know who, you don't know why, but somebody was doing something.
The operation also jammed the lines at this union hall, where firefighter Jeff Duval was lining up car rides to help senior citizens to the polls.
It almost, to me, felt like an election might have been stolen.
Sounds kind of ingenious.
Yeah, well, it does. I mean, in an evil sort of way, right? Evil genius sort of way.
In his book, How to Rig an Election, Raymond details where that evil genius got him. An hour and a half into the jamming operation came this email from a Republican official who also pled guilty. Chairman wishes not to proceed with this project. It violates federal law. The feds eventually came knocking at his office.
And you ended up going to prison for this.
I did, yeah, for 3 months, which
What was
doesn't
that
sound
like?
like a long time, but it is a long time.
This operation didn't just affect the voters in New Hampshire. The balance of power in the U.S. Senate was on the line that year, and the Senate race here between Democrat Jeanne Shaheen and Republican John Sununu was decided by just 19,000 votes. Sununu won. Some state Democrats remain convinced the phone jamming cost them votes.
No party has a monopoly on virtue.
Conservative author John Fund warns dirty tricksters in both parties are out to steal votes any way they can.
We need more poll watchers and monitors from both sides to make sure each side is watching the other.
I'm a felon. So, yeah, I think about it every day. Every day. Everything that I do every day, I try to do in such a way that makes up for that mistake.
Alan Raymond learned that winning at all costs sometimes can cost plenty.
And you know that old line that crime doesn't pay? Well, in Alan Raymond's case, it does pay a little. As we can tell you right now, Kieran, Alan Raymond tells us that his book is about to be turned into a movie.
Wow, that's fascinating. And as you said, it's very interesting to get someone to actually admit it and, you know, talk to you about it and how they did it.
Doesn't happen very often.
Jim Acosta, great to see you this morning. Thanks.
You bet.